It began with a blip on Earth's deep space radar, at first barely noticeable, lost among the usual cosmic noise. But within hours, the blip grew into an unignorable giant. Dozens, then hundreds, then thousands of massive ships poured through the outer solar system's asteroid belt like a storm of steel and light. Dr. Lena Morales stared at the monitors in the International Space Command Center, her breath caught in her throat. The ships dwarfed every human spacecraft ever built. They shimmered with technology that bent physics, their shapes fluid, shifting like liquid metal, and glowing with energy fields humanity couldn't even name. Across the globe, every government scrambled to understand what was happening. The United Nations convened an emergency summit broadcast live worldwide. The eyes of every human being were glued to screens, waiting for the inevitable: fear, submission, or war. When the communication arrays on Earth picked up the alien broadcast, the voice was cold and perfectly measured, an artificial chorus speaking in multiple languages simultaneously. "People of Earth," it intoned, "you stand before the Galactic Concord, the coalition of advanced civilizations governing this sector of the galaxy. Your planet's location near the Sithar dark matter vein holds strategic importance. You will submit peacefully and integrate into the Galactic Collective. Resistance is futile." The room fell into a heavy silence. The fate of Earth was being sealed in real time. But then something unexpected happened. President Helen Carter, live on every channel, looked at the message, then at her advisors, and burst out laughing. Not a nervous chuckle or a nervous cough. No, a full-throated, deep belly laugh that echoed through the chamber. "Is this a joke?" she said, wiping tears from her eyes as laughter spilled uncontrollably. The broadcast quickly cut to the president's spokesman, who was visibly confused, but quickly recovered and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, please remain calm. We are assessing the situation." But the world had already caught the virus of laughter. Social media exploded with memes mocking the alien demand, cartoons of the massive fleet slipping on banana peels, and jokes about galactic parking tickets. Humans were not scared. They were amused. In the months prior, Earth scientists and military strategists had been quietly preparing for something like this. But the scale of the fleet? They expected that it would intimidate, terrify even. Instead, the overwhelming feeling was disbelief. And then humor. At the United Nations, Ambassador Koji Tanaka of Japan was the first to speak after the laughter died down. "We have encountered countless species across the cosmos in theory, but none with such confidence. This laughter is not fear, it's defiance." From the Galactic Fleet, a representative called Ambassador Threx of the Zeraxi species, a towering insectoid figure with eyes that shimmered with intelligence, sent a response. "You mock us, primitive humans. You are lucky we do not consider this an act of war." Instead of fear, Earth sent back a short video montage. Children playing with drones shaped like the galactic ships, Earth's newest warships firing simulated laser blasts in a dazzling display, and scientists grinning next to their quantum torpedoes. The final message scrolled on screen. "Is that all?" Across the galaxy, the Galactic Fleet commanders received the transmission and stared at their screens, stunned. No species had ever dared respond with such insolence. Back on Earth, General Sora Miles stood at the edge of the Space Command Center, arms crossed, watching the feeds. "They think they can intimidate us with fleets of starships," she said, to her deputy. "They don't understand us at all." Her deputy shook his head. "They don't get it. This isn't ignorance, it's confidence. We've waited centuries for this." Behind them, technicians worked feverishly, activating hidden satellites and weapons platforms hidden in the asteroid belt and the Kuiper belt, Earth's invisible armada. President Carter addressed the world again, this time with a calm that replaced the laughter. "We are not afraid. We are ready, and to the Galactic Concord. If you want to test us, come. We will meet you, not with fear, but with open hands and unyielding resolve." The camera pulled back, showing Earth as a tiny blue dot in a vast, dark cosmos. Around, It, unseen, a network of human-made weapons and ships lay in wait, silent and deadly. The galaxy had just awakened a new player, and humanity's only response was laughter. Ambassador Threx's compound on the flagship Vigilance was a hive of tension. The grand hall, illuminated by shifting bioluminescent panels, echoed with whispers from the galaxy's most powerful diplomats. None had ever seen a species respond to the threat of conquest with laughter, and worse, with what appeared to be amusement bordering on contempt. Threx paced before the council, his many eyes narrowing in frustration. His mandibles clicked softly, a sound humans would have found unsettling. They mock us. This is not a misunderstanding. It is an insult. His second-in-command, a sly serpent-like diplomat named Vrax, leaned in. Perhaps it is a cultural quirk? A joke lost in translation? Threx's eyes flared. I have studied human transmissions extensively. They are not ignorant or naive. They know exactly what they are doing. This laughter is a weapon. Meanwhile, aboard the orbiting station over Earth, General Sora Miles was hosting a meeting of the Unified Defense Council. Holograms floated in the air, detailed schematics of alien ships, gravitational distortions, and quantum weaponry. We've intercepted their communications and data streams, Sora said, voice steady and confident. They expect us to submit or be destroyed. Instead, we remind them of what humanity is. She tapped the hologram, highlighting a diagram of a human-built warship cloaked in plasma and dark matter energy. This is our answer. It's not just weapons, it's unpredictability. Our AI pilots use strategies based on humor and psychological warfare. We fight with wit as much as with firepower, the room filled with murmurs of disbelief. But can we really stand up to a fleet that spans light years? Asked Dr. Lena Morales, the astrophysicist who had first spotted the fleet months ago. Sora smiled grimly. We have more tricks than they imagine. The galaxy thinks humans are chaotic, reckless, and primitive. They've never seen our full potential. Back on Vigilance, Threx's communication console pinged with a new transmission from Earth. He opened it warily. The message began with a loop of children playing with small, drone-like replicas of the Galactic ships, maneuvering them through obstacle courses with laughter and cheers. Then came scenes of Earth scientists laughing as they launched simulations of massive quantum torpedoes tearing through virtual alien fleets. The final words appeared on screen. Try harder. The silence that followed was thick enough to suffocate. What madness is this? Vrax hissed. Not madness, Threx said slowly. Confidence. This species is unlike any we have faced. Thousands of kilometers away, ordinary humans were buzzing with excitement. Social media was alive with memes portraying the Galactic fleet as clumsy giants and humans as cheeky underdogs. Artists created viral images of Earth scientists playing poker with alien commanders, humans always, winning with a poker face. Across Earth's broadcast networks, comedy shows adapted alien themes into satirical sketches. The laughter that had stunned the Galactic fleet now united humanity. At the same time, in the Galactic fleet's war rooms, a group of younger officers began to question their elders. If humans laugh in the face of death, one officer said, maybe they are stronger than us. Another whispered, or maybe they've seen something we haven't. Threx, however, refused to yield. He called for a display of power, a warning strike against a human outpost on Mars, a test of strength, to shake their confidence. On the Red Planet, humanity's secret military installations readied themselves. Automated defenses hummed to life, and deep beneath the Martian surface, the true extent of Earth's arsenal lay in wait. As the first wave of alien ships descended, lasers fired in blinding patterns, missiles streaked across the sky, and a strange, twisting energy field enveloped the invaders' vessels. The alien fleet commander's ship buckled as reality itself seemed to warp around them. Ships were crushed by invisible forces, torn apart by gravitational shear. Back on Earth, the military broadcast a single, succinct message to the entire fleet. Try again. The Galactic fleet reeled, their pride, their centuries of dominance, began to crack under the strain of this unpredictable enemy. Back on vigilance, Threx summoned his council. "This is no ordinary species," he declared. "They are not only warriors, but artists of war and humor. We underestimated them." On Earth, General Miles watched the news feeds with a steady gaze. "They don't get it yet," she said. "This is just the beginning. When they finally realize the cost of underestimating humanity, the galaxy will never be the same." The laughter of humanity was no longer just a reaction. It had become their battle cry. Deep beneath the crust of the moon, in a labyrinthine complex carved by decades of secret engineering, the true scale of humanity's readiness began to reveal itself. The lunar command center hummed with energy, lights blinking along walls lined, with advanced consoles and holodisplays tracking the movements of the galactic fleet. General Sora Miles strode through the corridor, flanked by scientists, military officers, and engineers. Each knew the stakes were higher than ever. This was not just a war for survival. It was a war to redefine humanity's place in the cosmos. "This isn't just about weapons," Sora explained as she approached a massive transparent wall, revealing a construction bay filled with silent, gleaming warships cloaked in invisible plasma fields. "It's about mindset, adaptability, the ability to laugh in the face of the impossible." She gestured to the fleet array. "These ships were built with one goal: to survive anything the galaxy can throw at us. Cloaked in quantum stealth, armed with antimatter cannons and piloted by AI designed to anticipate alien tactics, some inspired by human humor algorithms. They learn, adapt, and sometimes they trick the enemy." One scientist, Dr. Arun Patel, tapped a hollow interface, bringing up data streams showing simulations of battle scenarios. "Years ago, we intercepted transmissions from the Zuraxi and others," Arun said, eyes gleaming with excitement. "We studied their battle doctrines, cultural habits, even their humor. Yes, humor. Their jokes are predictable and we used that. Our AI incorporates satirical tactics, feints, baiting, and psychological warfare." Sora nodded. "They think we're reckless, but we're patient. We wait for the perfect moment to strike. Not with brute force alone, but with wit and precision." Flashbacks cut through the narration, showing Earth's past 2 centuries. Wars that shaped humanity into masters of adaptation. Secret alliances forged in shadow and technological leaps made in silence. The long peace was a deceptive calm before a storm of innovation. Back on Earth's surface, billions watched the events unfold, but only a few knew the truth. Humanity's armada had been hidden for decades in the Kuiper Belt and the Oort cloud. The gargantuan ships that had appeared so suddenly were not a spontaneous fleet. They were the fruit of centuries of foresight. Meanwhile, the Galactic fleet's commanders received more transmissions from Earth. Not just defiant words, but detailed displays of military capability. Holograms revealed Earth's ability to manipulate space-time itself. The Galactic Council convened, uneasy murmurs filling the chamber. "How can they wield such power?" asked one elder, an ancient member of the Varkos species. "Their technology should not be possible." Threx stood, his voice grave. "They harness forces we believed uncontrollable. Dark matter manipulation, quantum entanglement weapons. They fight not just with machines, but with the very fabric of reality." As the fleet grappled with this revelation, Earth's leadership prepared for a demonstration, a tactical strike designed to shake the Galactic Concord's certainty. On Mars, beneath the rust-red dust, a vast underground base came alive. Weapon systems charged, shields ignited, and an eerie silence fell before the storm. The alien strike force approached, confident that a show of force would break Earth's resolve. Instead, the human defenses activated a gravitational shear, weapon, technology that bent space itself around the attackers. Alien ships twisted and folded like paper, their hulls crushed by invisible pressures. Panic rippled through the fleet's command channels. Back on Earth, the message was simple, flashing across every alien vessel's screen. "Try again." The fleet's pride was shattered. Their invincible facade cracked by a species they had dismissed as mere monkeys with machines. General Miles watched the transmissions with a faint smile. They thought laughter was weakness, she said quietly. But laughter is the sound of a species that knows its own strength. The Galactic Fleet's next moves would define the fate of Earth, and perhaps the entire galaxy. But for now, humanity's secret arsenal was no longer a secret. The game had changed, and humanity was winning. The red dust of Mars swirled under the harsh glare of the twin suns as the Galactic Fleet's strike force bore down on the planet's surface. The alien commanders were confident. Their ships were centuries ahead in firepower and fleet coordination. They believed the human forces would crumble before their assault. On board the Vigilance, Ambassador Threx watched the holographic feeds. He saw the human defenses power up with something unlike anything the Galactic Fleet had encountered. A strange distortion field surrounding the Martian base. He had heard rumors of human weaponry manipulating space-time but dismissed it as myth. Until now. Activate the assault wave, Threx ordered, voice cold and commanding. Show them the cost of defiance. Hundreds of sleek ships dove into the atmosphere, firing crystalline laser beams and plasma torpedoes. The Martian defense grid responded instantly. Energy shields flared, and automated cannons launched volleys of charged particles. But then the battlefield changed. The alien ships screamed as reality itself seemed to warp around them. Space twisted and folded like a sheet caught in a storm. Crushing hulls under invisible crushing forces. Entire squadrons imploded in flashes of distorted light, disappearing as if swallowed by the void. General Sora Miles stood at the command center, her eyes fixed on the live feeds. They're trapped in a gravitational shear field, she said calmly. Our quantum war engines are bending space-time, folding them into oblivion. Her deputy, Captain Elias Chen, couldn't help but grin. Like squeezing a balloon until it bursts, I like it. Back in the Galactic Fleet's command chambers, confusion reigned. Alien commanders struggled to recalibrate their tactics against this unknown force. This cannot be, hissed an elder Varkos officer. Our shields are useless. Humans have weaponized the fabric of the universe, Threx admitted grimly, and they use humor to mock us. In the midst of destruction, Earth sent its reply. A broadcast directly into the Galactic Fleet's communication channels. A video loop played, children laughing as they maneuvered toy drones shaped like alien ships, interspersed with clips of scientists and soldiers smiling as they launched the devastating quantum weapons. The message scrolled on screen in bold letters. Try again. For the Galactic Fleet, the message was an echo of humiliation. Across Earth, the world erupted in celebrations. Humans had faced annihilation and turned it into a cosmic joke. Streets flooded with laughter, music, and fireworks that lit up the night sky. Yet beneath the joy lay a cold truth. This was only the first battle. In the aftermath, the Galactic Fleet's internal politics began to fracture. Younger officers whispered of surrender, others demanded revenge. Some questioned the wisdom of fighting a species who wielded laughter as a weapon and bent space itself like clay. Threx knew the war was far from over, but he also understood something. Profound had shifted. They are not reckless, he said to his council. They are something new, something we have not faced before. On Earth, General Miles addressed her troops. Remember this moment, she said. The galaxy thought they could intimidate us with fleets of millions of ships. But we stood tall. We laughed, and we shattered their pride. The war ahead will test us all, but today humanity showed the galaxy what it means to fight with heart, wit, and unyielding strength. The battlefield on Mars grew silent as the last of the alien ships vanished into the folds of warped space. And somewhere, deep in the dark void, between stars, the laughter of humanity echoed, an unrelenting sound that would soon reshape the galaxy's future. The Grand Hall aboard the Galactic Fleet's flagship Vigilance was a marvel of alien architecture. An immense chamber shaped like a crystalline cathedral, its ceilings shimmering with endless starscapes projected by ancient technology. Alien, dignitaries from across the fleet gathered, their forms diverse and imposing, representing civilizations that had ruled the stars for millennia. At the center of this tense assembly stood General Sora Miles, Earth's envoy and strategist. She appeared calm, almost casual, her stance relaxed but commanding. Her dark eyes scanned the sea of unfamiliar faces, some curious, others disdainful, and a few wary. Ambassador Threx stepped forward, his multiple eyes glinting with suspicion and respect. "General Miles," he intoned, his voice carrying the gravitas of centuries of command. "Your species has shown remarkable resilience. But this conflict is far from over. What is your purpose here?" Sora smiled, an expression that for a moment unsettled even the stoic aliens. "Purpose? To meet the galaxy's titans eye to eye. To show you that Earth does not just survive, it leads." With a gesture, the chamber's center transformed into a holographic display. Images flickered to life. Scenes of Earth's turbulent history, ancient wars, revolutions, moments of brutal survival, and the indomitable spirit of humanity through it all. "This is who we are," Sora said softly. "We have fought and clawed our way from primal chaos to technological marvel. We are messy, chaotic, unpredictable, and proud of it." She paused. Then the hologram shifted to recent footage. The battles on Mars, the twisting of space-time, the laughter and defiance broadcast across the stars. "Your fleet underestimated our nature. You believed power was dominance and fear your ultimate weapon, but you never understood that laughter is a shield, a weapon, and a promise. We are here to rewrite the rules." The council murmured, some skeptical, others visibly shaken. An elder, Varkos ambassador, stepped forward, his voice calm but firm. "Humans speak boldly, but words are wind in the face of cosmic power. What offer do you bring beyond defiance?" Sora's eyes sparkled. "An offer of partnership, of alliance. We bring innovation born from adversity, the creativity of chaos, and a humor that cuts deeper than any blade." She revealed a new set of projections, blueprints of joint technologies, maps of uncharted star systems Earth had explored, and protocols designed to integrate human unpredictability into the Galactic fleet's rigid strategies. Threx regarded her thoughtfully. "Your terms suggest confidence beyond mere survival. Do you truly seek peace?" Sora's smile deepened. "Peace on equal terms. We don't seek to be subjugated or to subjugate. We seek respect and a galaxy that adapts with us, not against us." A tense silence followed as the Galactic elders debated. The old ways clashed with the new, and the room seemed to vibrate with the weight of centuries of tradition challenged by a single species' audacity. Then, unexpectedly, one of the younger commanders stepped forward, a sleek, agile Vrexian, female named Kaelra. "Your words inspire," Kaelra said, locking eyes with Sora. "Your laughter is the sound of a storm we cannot yet predict. Perhaps it is time for the galaxy to embrace change." Her boldness sparked murmurs of agreement and dissent alike. Threx nodded slowly. "This meeting will mark a turning point, either a new era or the final battle." Back on Earth, news of the summit spread like wildfire. Humanity watched their ambassador face the greatest minds of the galaxy with nothing but confidence and a grin. Social media exploded with memes of Sora and Threx exchanging witty barbs and holographic chess matches. General Miles returned to the Lunar Command Center, exhausted but satisfied. "Sometimes," she said to her team, "the best weapon is a smirk." Deep in the shadows of the Vigilance, Threx contemplated the human spirit, a force unlike any he'd ever encountered. "They laugh at the impossible," he whispered, "and in that laughter lies a power we have never known." The galaxy was changing. The Titans had met their match. While the summit aboard the Vigilance stirred the Galactic fleet's leadership, shadows moved beneath the polished surface of the alien alliance. Not all welcomed humanity's brazen challenge, or their offer of partnership. Ambassador Threx's trusted aide, Varax, paced through the dim corridors of the flagship, his serpentine form coiling with frustration. "The humans are dangerous," he hissed to a cloaked figure lurking nearby. "They mock our authority with laughter, They unravel centuries of order. The cloaked figure stepped forward, revealing an elder from a secretive species known only as the Kaltari, master manipulators and political puppeteers of the Concord's underworld. His skin shimmered with iridescent scales, his eyes deep pools of calculating darkness. They see laughter as a weapon, the Kaltari whispered, voice like silk over steel. But they do not yet grasp the true power of fear. Varax's eyes narrowed. You suggest we escalate, strike Earth before this alliance solidifies? The Kaltari smiled, a slow, cruel curl of lips. Not just strike. Destroy the symbol of their defiance, the Lunar Command Center. Without it, their secret arsenal crumbles. Without leadership, humanity's laughter will turn to despair. Far from the political intrigue deep inside the Lunar Command Center, preparations hummed steadily. General Sora Miles stood before a wall-sized screen, reviewing intelligence reports with her trusted deputy, Captain Elias Chen. Intercepted chatter indicates increased fleet movement in the outer solar system, Elias said, fingers dancing, over the interface. Something's coming, and it's not diplomatic. Sora's jaw tightened. The Kaltari, she muttered, eyes scanning the data. They never liked us. Within hours, Earth's early warning satellites picked up massive energy signatures charging beyond the Kuiper Belt. A shadow fleet, cloaked and deadly, moving fast toward the inner system. On the Vigilance, Ambassador Threx received the news, with mounting dread. The Kaltari move without approval, he said gravely. This rogue faction threatens not just Earth but the fragile future we sought. He turned to General Sora's envoy, a gesture of unexpected alliance. If this faction attacks your home, we will stand with you. Sora nodded, her voice steady. Then let's show them why humanity laughs. Not because we fear nothing, but because we fight for everything. The battle to come would test alliances, reveal hidden betrayals, and prove whether laughter alone could withstand the darkest shadows the galaxy could cast. As Earth's secret armada readied for war, the Shadow Fleet closed in, silent, deadly, and intent on extinguishing the light of human defiance. The dark expanse beyond Neptune's orbit pulsed with ominous energy. The Kaltari's Shadow Fleet, cloaked in advanced stealth technology, slipped through the outer solar system like ghosts. Their target, the Lunar Command Center, humanity's heart of resistance and innovation. Inside the command hub, General Sora Miles stood with Captain Elias Chen and a select team of strategists. The holographic map flickered with the advancing fleet's position, a ghostly blot moving closer by the minute. Stealth signatures confirm multiple warships, Elias reported, tension threading his voice. They're avoiding our sensors, but not for long. Sora's gaze hardened. Ready the orbital defenses. Activate the quantum shields and prepare the AI pilots. Outside, Earth's secret fleet, hidden among the asteroids and debris fields, began to stir. Sleek human ships, forged in secrecy and shrouded in plasma fields, burst from their hiding places, racing to intercept the intruders. On board the flagship Eclipse, the Kaltari commander, an enigmatic figure known only as Shade, issued cold commands. Crush their defenses. Take their command center. End their laughter once and for all. The first volleys lit the void. Plasma bolts collided with shimmering quantum shields, igniting brilliant flares. But the humans had learned well. Their defenses bent and twisted space-time, turning Kaltari attacks into traps. A squadron of AI-piloted fighters darted through the chaos, weaving unpredictably, mimicking the human love of improvisation and humor. Predictable, isn't it? One pilot radioed mockingly, like a bad joke with no punchline. Shade snarled in frustration. Focus fire. Do not let them mock us. But the battle was not one-sided. Human tactics combined with laughter-driven morale proved disorienting. The AI fighters played tricks, feigning retreats, launching decoys, then striking from unexpected angles. Amid the chaos, Sora coordinated the defense. Elias, deploy the gravitational shear field, she commanded. Let's remind them why we laugh at the impossible. The field ignited, bending space in a spiral that sucked enemy ships into crushing singularities. Kaltari vessels vanished in flashes of distorted light. Shade's flagship rocked violently as it barely escaped the event horizon. "Fall back," Shade barked. "This is not over." But the cost was high. Several human ships had been lost and the orbital defenses were weakened. Back in the command center, Sora allowed herself a brief smile. "They came to end our laughter," she said softly. "But all they've done is amplify it." Elias grinned. "You think they'll learn?" Sora's eyes gleamed with resolve. "No, they'll never learn, because humanity's greatest weapon isn't our technology or strategy. It's our spirit, the laughter that turns fear into defiance." As the Shadow Fleet retreated into the void, whispers spread across the Galactic Fleet and Earth alike. Humanity's laughter was not just noise. It was the sound of a species unbreakable, unpredictable, and ready to reshape the galaxy. The silence after the battle was profound. From the command deck of the Eclipse, General Sora Miles watched the fading trails of the retreating Kaltari Shadow Fleet disappear into the void. The stars beyond blinked cold and indifferent, but for the first time in centuries, humanity felt a surge of something beyond fear or defiance. It was hope. Behind her, the lunar command center hummed steadily. The quantum shields held strong. The hidden fleet had suffered losses but remained formidable. And across Earth, millions celebrated not just survival, but victory. A victory not of might alone, but of spirit. Ambassador Threx's voice came through the comlink, steady and respectful. "General Miles, the Galactic Fleet is convening an emergency council. Your actions and your words have stirred something unexpected. The galaxy is watching." Sora nodded, a tired but genuine smile touching her lips. "Good, let them watch. Let them see that laughter is not frivolous. It is the echo of life's stubborn refusal to be extinguished." As the council convened in the grand chamber of the Vigilance, representatives from every corner of the Galactic Fleet gathered, tension and curiosity mingling in the air. Threx addressed the assembly. "We have faced a species unlike any other, one that fights with humor, defies with laughter, and bends the universe to their will. We must decide not just on war or peace, but on coexistence." Voices rose in debate. Some elders clung to tradition, calling for crushing the upstart humans. Others, inspired by Sora's audacity, spoke of alliance and renewal. In the middle of the storm, Sora's words cut through. "We are not your enemies unless you choose to be. Humanity's laughter is a declaration, not of war, but of life. Let us join together, not to conquer, but to create a galaxy where every voice, every species can laugh without fear." Slowly, the council's tone shifted. Agreements were forged, not of surrender, but of understanding and mutual respect. Humanity's defiant laughter had done more than defend their home. It had sparked a new chapter. Back on Earth, celebrations erupted under a tapestry of stars. Children laughed in playgrounds, soldiers smiled in command centers, and scientists dreamed of a future where the impossible was just the beginning. In her quarters, General Sora Miles allowed herself a moment of quiet reflection. The galaxy was vast, unpredictable, and filled with unknowns, but humanity had shown it something new. She tapped a message to Ambassador Threx. "This is just the beginning. Let's see what the galaxy laughs at next." As the message sent, Sora looked out at Earth rising over the lunar horizon, a fragile blue jewel shining against the darkness. Laughter, she knew, was more than sound. It was rebellion. It was strength. It was humanity. And now it was echoing through the stars. The end.